Hey guys, and welcome back to some more The Case of the Golden Idol. My name is AJ Styles 157, and last time... That piss. That's lemonade. Salad in a smoke? Ew. What the fuck? Huh? What's happening in the other... Okay. So yeah, pretty much last time, hold on, I gotta pull out my notes because I did write notes when I did before I made this. So pretty much, Edmund Cloudsley, that owner of the Golden Idol, after he got it from killing what's his name, pretty much, or having David, I believe, kill that guy. He kept it at his place, had a family get together with other people as well, but he witnessed his sister get killed, poisoned, because they were intent on his life, and so he went into hiding in like a cottage and tried to, like, you know, use the idol still, so he had some people to help him get the experiments, brain lapse, but they tried to rob him, and then he exploded himself, and he's presumably dead. I don't think he's dead, but from what it seems like he's died. But I was supposed to be, I didn't even click in. I was supposed to be doing the future, you know, cases, like these cases right here, but well, to be fair, I did do these cases. I'll be honest, I did these cases, and Filmora decided to record the audio, but not the screen. The screen was frozen the entire time, so I will now be doing a rerun of this, and I'll explain pretty much what is happening in as we learn it. I was able to reset this, luckily, but it seems right here, someone got drugged in, and two pairs of footprints appeared. And not only do they go in one direction, right here, they also go in this direction, right here. And who is this in here? Well, I don't know. Who is this? It seems like a strange individual with a hand mark and an eye on their back. And they have a package. This is... I'm very irritated. This is how I remember. I almost forgot his name talking about him, but David Garand. David Garand is the guy who worked for, you know, Edmund Cloudsley. Or Edward. Is it Edward or Edmund? Let me look. Edmund. Yeah, no, I was right. Yeah, Edmund Cloudsley. To David Garand for reliable service from EC. Yeah, I'm very irritated, as you can tell, because I'm like... I solved all this. It took me like 3 hours to like do it because you know, I had difficulties, but I ended up solving it. But all for it just to be like, you know what? We got the audio of it, so that was cool. But yeah, I'll just read it and solve it because that's what I was gonna do anyway. David, the gathering will be on March 14th to follow our plan. We should be there at least 2 hours before midnight. The target will arrive in full costume. Grab rope and a weapon. WK. Now, who is this WK, you may wonder? Well, it's none other than our old friend, the thief. The good old thief, Walter Keane, I think. I probably forgot his name already, but fuck it. I am upset, and I do not care. So, those two were able to jump this guy and go in here, where you will find that there are a lot of secret societies going on around here, and just make sure. So pretty much what I did, I had to like solve through all this, look through all this, to see who's who and the ranking of all of them, the master, steward, and initiate. Very important. We will be using these later. But for right now, we will be just collecting stuff. and I'll have you, you'll walk through with me as I collect all these things. But I will read everything, and then once I collect everything, I'm just gonna solve it because I'll skip over it. So we might even go into the next chapter area, maybe, depending on my mood. So we'll see. January 5th, 1789. Masters, I ventured on the Order's mission to reclaim our fire-breathing relic and, with a great resolve, punish the despicable enemy. I, with a few brave companions, fearlessly entered his hideout in a remote hunting cabin, but the devil had prepared a treacherous trap, and explosion slaughtered my dearest friends as we entered his study. Thanks to my sturdy physique, I survived the blast, only to be assaulted by the enemy's lackey assassin warrior David Garand and a pack of bloodthirsty hounds. After an hour of fight, I received numerous deadly wounds, in spite of which I prevailed and defeated my assailants with my martial training. I discovered the enemy's dead body, slain by the trap of his own making, but no trace of the relic. I am forced to go into hiding because the government's watchmen are tracking me. Once I have recovered from my deadly wounds and taken off the watchman, I will send you the next report. May the Griffin awaken. Walter Keene, like I said, the thief from the last episode, is apparently a part of this secret society of people that was technically a part of. He was just a thief, but I'm assuming he just knew about Edmund, so it is interesting. This was on January 5th, 1789. Second letter, October 20th, 1789. Masters, I must apologize 1,000 times for my absence, but my road to recovery was full of peril and valor that cannot be sufficiently conveyed in writing. The government, dogs, and spies chased me tirelessly, and I was forced to seek refuge in Aquitania, or whatever, to recover from my still dire wounds. There I finally bested my pursuer with the help of Lazarus Hurst, a young, resourceful gentleman who I met in a remote manor one dark winter's night. Not only did he earn my trust by stepping into the fray against the villains, but he turned out to be well versed in the arcane arts. Of course, not yet close to your skills. I have finally recovered and plan to return to Albion. I suggest that Lazarus would be a fine addition to the Order. I vouch for him, and I will invite him to undergo the appropriate trial. May the Griffin awake, Walter Keene. So, as you could see, he has invited a new member of the party to be a part of this. But on January 16th, 1790, so this is like the turn of the year, the Illuminated Masters. I object to the admittance of the individual Lazarus Hurst to our brethren. I submit that our dark-hand brother Walter Keene, who vouches for him, cannot be trusted because he is a liar and a thief. Keep that in mind, dark-hand brother. I am certain that on dispatching our enemy, he kept the golden fire-breathing relic for himself. Nothing will move me on this. You must produce the relic, apologize personally to me, and afterwards be expelled from our brotherhood. By Sir Geoffrey Sinclair. Okay, so we've got that all happening there. Let's go up here, see what's happening. People are dead. The usual in this damn game. It's not the game's fault. I shouldn't be yelling at him. But yeah, let's look around. This is a trial room, but I will get to this later because this is the order I went. I went down here, and I see this happening. And I just realized something, but I'm going to hold that until the end. But, yeah, I looked around here. There's, the first is, I just saw a man carrying a house. Second is, I have no mouth, but I must eat. A third is the fish in the house. And the fourth is, I love to wear summer clothes in the winter. And I love wearing winter clothes in the summer. Makes no sense, I know, but whatever. Prepared to receive what you have earned. And then, in here, February 10th, 1790, brother, a member of our order has proposed a new candidate to join our brotherhood. Our brother's trustworthiness, however, has been challenged. Therefore, we have decided to take measures to resolve the fate of these individuals. If the brother proves himself, he can vouch for the newcomer. If the newcomer survives the appropriate trial, he will join our ranks. You are summoned to join our gathering on March 14th and fulfill your role in the rites of the Brotherhood, Council of Masters. And he has the eye and that symbol for the proud beast, I believe. And he has 2 rings in his pocket. Yeah, let me see if I got that right. Oh yeah, proud beast, I'm goated. And then this guy, I have signaled to Griffin who I am. I accept my fate, whatever it may be. And we go up here to the scroll, and it says all these: inception, evaluation, transition, and admission, which we will put these down here. And now I'll just read this real quick. Inception, you must endure the test of and all these 4 administrated by the proud beast steward. The evaluation, you must endure these administered by dark hand steward or master. Transition, you must endure the test of blank administered by water snake master, or do this, you must for admission, you must endure the test of blank blah blah blank and administered by any master, which is interesting. So we have to figure out like which one he's being interviewed by. It seems like a proud beast, but we don't know the ranking, so we need to find that out. But first, we have to get back here to figure out what's going on in here, why there are bodies, and yada yada yada. So first things first, we check this out, and done when an accuser has challenged a defender. Both drinkers must be barefoot. The substance is added depending on the severity of the accusation, including deadly poison. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize when I first did it that they had to be barefoot. I didn't even pay attention. But it says, add substance to one of the cups. Defender chooses first. Accuser chooses the remaining. Both partake in wine cup. So pretty much in this ritual, whoever, depending on the rite, the description or whatever, they will have to partake in the drink. But also, we have to go through different rituals. There's the ritual of squabble, ritual of conflict. I'll read both. Squabble is only initiates can be defender and accuser. The sword must be borne by any dark hand. And then there's decorations that are around the hall. The Grim Reaper, the never tiring teacher, and the feeder of mouths. Ritual of conflict, the accuser must deeply hate the defender. The sword must be borne by any initiate. Required decorations of the hall, the never tiring teacher, the keeper of treasures, and the mirror of souls. Okay, and then on the second poster, there's the ritual of dispute and the ritual of discord. And on this, only stewards or higher rank can be defender and accuser. The scepter must be borne by water snake master. And the requirement decorations is the keeper of treasures, the never tiring teacher, and the grim reaper. And for the discord one, we got the houses of the accuser and defender stand behind their brothers. The scepter must be borne by dark hand master. Required decorations of the hall is the speaker to the blind, the grim reaper, and the keeper of treasures. So the decorations are the blue thing. So it's what? The book right here. We have the key right here. And then we have the grim reaper right there. So that means we are in one of these because we don't know what rank these guys are. But guess what? The rank is determined, as you can guess, by the color. Right. Color matters. So we go here, put this stuff here. And we look at each individual. The Griffin has spoken. And, you know, look at that. The tray. This tray. That's not what I pressed, but now we get to the poison. The tray is right there. So, pretty much in this trial, or this ritual of dispute and whatnot, you just have to pretty much, the accused has the chance to die. Or the defender get the chance to do that, but we're not worried about that now. The Griffin has spoken. Look at that. The Griffin has spoken. He has the tankard right there. That individual. This individual has the sword. Lovely. They're both holding it, which is crazy. And then we have the griffin. And then we have a scepter, right? Now we're missing one thing. What thing are we missing? We are missing something. What would that something be? I forget what it is because I'm trying to just speedball it. But we will find it, don't worry. I'll find it eventually. By using this. Yes. I'm gonna cheese this way because I'm just gonna continue to be upset, so fuck it. This signaled. Yeah, I missed that one last time, I forgot. I've signaled the griffin. So yeah, now we could solve the case because we have all the evidence. So let's look at it. We need to decide who is who. So we know that for the beast, we have the water snakes as these guys because they look snake-like. That was my logic. Proud beast were this, and Dark Hand were these guys. And I determined the masters were the people who worked in the white. Initiates are the low-ranking brown ones because, you know, they're doing the manual work. And then the stewards were there. And that's one thing right there. And then this was the ritual of what? With all that in mind, the scepter is right there. So what do we use? We call this the ritual of, not discord. Let's relook because I am forgetting and I'm getting upset again. It is of dispute because only stewards can participate, and these were 2 stewards because of the rank. So this is dispute. And we pretty much figure out that since Walter Keane and David were working together and took out one of the Dark Hands, because remember that tattoo on the back, we can assume that Walter Keane is this guy. And this guy was a initiate because he only has 1 eye. That means he is a low rank. So that means David Grand is right here. And pretty much all these other things could just be put in place. Like water snake, initiate. Actually, I'm gonna speed run each one, so you don't have to watch me explain it. And you see right here, is pretty much all a match for everything. And to make it easy, so I don't have to really do this. This is a Dark Hand Initiate, and this is the ritual of what is this ritual? This is the ritual of. If we go back and look, we see that this is a steward, and he has the Proud Beast. So this is the inception. That is the logic for that. As you can see, this is Lazarus Hurst, and that is that. Look at that. It works. And then now we have to do this whole sentence. So I will have this together when I get everything ready. Alright, so here we go. Walter Keane was challenged to a dispute ritual. He, along with David Garan, ambushed Dark Hand Initiate. David Garan, posing as Dark Hand Initiate, signaled to Walter Keane with a tray which cup had no poison. Jeffrey Sinclair drank the cup and died. Meanwhile, Lazarus Hurst passed the inception ritual and to become Proud Beast Initiate. I missed something. I'm imagining it's something over here. Oh my goodness. Where is it with the tankard? Yeah, there's a tankard. And this is what I got right here. The scroll has been fulfilled. No hints accessed. Which, of course, I already did it. So, after being challenged to a ritual with potentially deadly consequences, Walter conspired with David to devise a plan which would ensure his own safety. He captured a Brotherhood member on his way to the gathering. David took his costume so that during the ritual of dispute he could indicate to Walter which cup was poisoned. Therefore, Walter chose the safe cup and his opponent drank the poison and died. So we return here, and I think, yeah, no, that's that. And now we go to the, I never read that chapter. the strange practices of a secret society. But now we're on this one, which is, it didn't want to tell me because fuck me, I think. The crowning celebration by the lighthouse. Okay, so what happened here is the now new guy is, well, we'll get to it, but everyone's praising him like, oh, kneel before Griffin reborn and make ready. I will lead your brothers to a great many changes. So yeah, we gotta figure out what's going on here. Miracle preparation. After the dot hook, 2 squares input, aim at the sky. Press the lever to maximum position and hold for at least 10 seconds. At this point, the idol should be full enough to perform the miracle once. And miracle hypothesis. The water works better, but the effect is not as convincing. Therefore, hook 2 squares. Main challenge is ensuring my balance when holding onto the idol. Practice is paramount. So yeah. And then the last safety notice. Upon pulling the trigger, if the glyph input is meaningful, the idol will perform the intended action on the target it can see. Red. If it's red, if the eye is red, it is ready for the hook input, and it will turn blue afterwards. If the eye is blue, you can only perform dot hook input, and it will turn red afterwards. So yeah, that's what he has. This is Edmund Cloudsley's book, by the way, just to let you know. And we can look at the rules before we look at the. You also will see familiar faces like the guy who was at the will. And this is, of course, Walter Keane. I didn't recognize him for a second before, but here you go. There's 5 strange-looking masks, and then there's oars right there. Or and with, for some reason. That's a word. So we'll leave that down there. We go in here for the rules. These are the rules of the Griffin Rebirth. You see, the one who claims to be Griffin Reborn must perform a miracle. If someone repeats the miracle, it is proven that it was not a miracle, but mere magic. Claimant is punished with death. If no one can repeat miracle, the masks fall. The claimant is crowned as Reborn, Griffin Reborn. And then what is the history of this? In 1725, the first Dark Hand Lord Harrington demonstrated flying. Jumped off a cliff to his death. Do this. In 1756, the proud beast master Lord Pledsley performed a seance, talking to spirits. Lord Angus MacBain, you will see him. He's kind of a prick, but I guess understandable. Lord Angus MacBain repeated the miracle, proving him unworthy. In 1764, Dark Hand Master Lord Jones demonstrated the creation of a homunculus. Lord Angus MacBain produced a homunculus as well. I don't know how you do that, but good on him, I guess. In 1771, Proud Beast Master Lord White carried out the hypnosis of a servant. Lord Angus MacBain hypnotized the same man as well. Okay. But yeah, now let's get to everyone else. That was an actual miracle. Unbelievable. So there is a Griffin Reborn. And then there's a seal. Look at that. Look at that seal right there. A heavy seal, in fact. And then this guy. And thus Griffin Reborn revealed himself to his brothers by demonstrating the true miracle. And then we have the silver crown with a gem. With gems. And then we have Walter Keane right here. I have brought back your staff, oh Griffin Reborn. Because you can tell it's him. He has the hats. He has opium powder with this am on it. I don't know why, even though. We have this. This is an interesting piece of information. Dear Master MacBain, May 14, 1791. These threats to contact the Chief Inspector about my past offend me greatly. Being an honest soul, I have no choice but to comply with your base demands. I may have invited Lazarus into our brotherhood, but he has not shared all his secrets with me. Luckily, I had an opportunity to see him practicing this miracle. He has a magical artifact hidden in his cane. When performing the miracle, he input the following glyphs: a hook, square, 2 squares, and then he presses a small lever on the handle of the cane, and it grants him the powers to demonstrate the miracle. I have no doubt that the staff will work just as well as your hands as his. Sincerely, Darkhand Stewart. So he is now, Walter Keene has now just told Angus about the staff. What do we do? I don't know, but we will find out, so don't you worry, people. So there you go. We got now the idol in there. You see the idol is currently at the hook and 2 squares, but oh no, don't you see the problem? The gem is blue, so that will come to play later. But for now, we will talk to the rest of it. What an honor to experience such an historical event. It's the time, ring, and then we have the list of everybody here. The protocol of an attempt to demonstrate a miracle. June 23rd, 1791. Location, the lighthouse on Gull Inlet near the Horn of Codhead. Time, new. Present, Angus McBain. I've heard about him a lot. Alistair Koch, the interesting fellow. Dr. James Turner. Sir Walter Keene. Lazarus Hurst. We remember that guy. He is the man. Lazarus Hurst. And... excuse me, sorry. Yeah, in charge of notes is Nicholas Maker, the classic. We love Nicholas here. He has been through, technically just 2 things. This and the family reunion. But it was a while ago now, so he'll be chilling. But right here is June 3rd, 1791. Dear Water Snake, a brother maker. As the director of the 7 Seas Trading Company, I do not assess work applications. Please go to the official channel so my staff can evaluate your credentials as an attorney. Darkhand Master, JT. Which is interesting because James Turner is right there. But why didn't he say his name? Because someone's James Turner. Just saying. There's footprints of all of this happening right here. And what is this over here? Oh no, this is a dead man who has a head wound from probably diving head first somehow, or getting hit in the head. Who knows? Well, let's check it out. That piece seems familiar. Why? Because that's on the piece right there. Isn't that great? So now we check the body out. The man is not breathing because he is dead. We have this guy, and it is the Water Snake Master. Lately, I have experienced disturbing dreams, and I feel cursed. Are you the source of this with your magic? Desist immediately, and know that when pushed, my rage is absolute. Do not toy with the well-being of the Empire's general, for I do not tolerate being attacked. In my many voyages, I have learned the dark arts too. If need be, I will summon 1,000 invisible demons to crush your bones. Proud Beast Master. Which is interesting, because this was received. I think I could be wrong, but I believe the blue is indicated of receiving a letter. But I'm not sure. I probably should look into that more. But anyway, the second letter. Dear friend, it is not so simple for me to get you a seat alongside me on the court of directors at the 7 Seas Company. As a doctor, I recommend you to stop obsessing over it. It will only unbalance your humors. Let us discuss alternatives at the next party at Kensington Palace. Which, fair enough. He wanted in, but he couldn't get in. But since we have all the evidence, I will just point some of this stuff out. Very cool. General Alistair Koch. Hey, that's the name we heard earlier. And then we have this. We're a trap door, but it's not locked. But that door was locked. Strangely enough, how does that occur? And then you realize something is not right here. And then you go all the way down, and oh, biggity boggity boo, that guy is dead too. So now let's go solve this mystery. So we know that Dr. James Turner. We know. I should have brought those. There's Lazarus Hurst. We have Nicholas Maker. We have Walter Keene. We know all these people for sure. You didn't know James Turner, but I did that anyway. And we know this has to be Who? Who does this have to be? That is right, Angus McBain. And then the last guy is, of course, him. We get it. And so we go to Angus McBain, blackmailed. Who? Who did he blackmail? Walter Keane. That's correct. To find out how, who? Lazarus Hirsch, correct, would perform the miracle of what? What did he do? What did he do? He jumped off a lighthouse. So what was he planning to do? He was planning to where is it? Where is it? Where? That's right, flying. So that's what he did. And then who had the order? So it was first Lazarus, because the staff was already used, but he didn't know. Well, he didn't know the rules of the staff all the way, so he tried to use it, but then fell to his death. And then the third hand is technically, I feel like not a misplay, but like a little bit much. So that works. So now we solve it. So let's bring it up. Lazarus Hirsch jumped from the lighthouse using the idol to demonstrate the miracle of flying and become Griffin reborn. Angus McBain jumped from the lighthouse afterwards. This resulted in Angus Bain's death from a head wound. Exactly. So pretty much to sum that up with this paragraph as well, when Lazarus Hirsch jumped from the lighthouse and survived using the hidden golden idol, Master Angus McBain thought he had enough information to repeat the miracle and prevent Lazarus from becoming Griffin reborn. He seized the staff from Lazarus and locked the lighthouse door to prevent foul play. However, he did not know all the secrets of the idol. It did not work for him, and Angus jumped to his death. So yeah, that happened to him. We return here, and then this big thing, where this is what took me longer. I think I was done half an hour when I did those two cases, and this made it 3. So, but now you will see the speed of it. So this is the interrupted weekend at the doctor's salon. So right here, it's a lot of mayhem. And this was complicated because I will just jump to this. There are testimonies from people that you have to look through and make sure everything is good. I did not realize that at first, so it took me a while. So that will be the same thing happening here. I'll read all this, and then I'm gonna show you the map and the outside and everything, and then I'm gonna just skip to I'll do the side things, and then I'll skip to the end. Oh Lord, I did not expect something like this to in our household. Oh, this is such a mess. However, we will clean the blood out of the rug. Ah, Leopold, your plan to frame Patu is sublime, but your missing button is more than enough proof that you did it. Constable, please escort this man out. Which I think is kind of crazy that that's the assumption. And then, James, this is preposterous. You know damn well that he was killed by the Lemurian savage. And then, you know, this is just an invitation pretty much. Dear friend, now that the elections are over, please join me for a leisurely weekend at my manor with good old Augustus and some other fine fellows. We will have some drinks and discuss what to do about that prime minister position. Kindly confirm your presence. James Turner. Interesting. This was James Turner, remember that. And we also remember, who is this? Oh yes, this is a part of their cohort. I wonder why this is happening. Who killed who? Who is this? This is outrageous. I thought you were an honorable man, Leopold, not some Aquitian agent trying to sabotage our friendly relations with Lemuria and provoke a conflict. That's crazy. It's like he's doing that. And then he stole his life just like that. The doctor's a smart man since he saw through his lies. Dear friend, at one of the balls you said that you would love to meet someone actually interesting. I am having a weekend of drinks at my manor, and a prince from the 11th clan of Lemuria will be joining us. Please do us the honor of your company too. Kindly confirm your presence, Dr. James Turner. Which, you know, that will be a trend that James sent all these letters. I hope the host did not notice me when he was leaning over the sleeping eye patch gentleman. I wonder who the host is. That is him, James Turner. And there is the brownstone slate sleeve sail. There's the Clan Lemurian War Club. There's Dear Prince. As you know, I am a great aficionado of Lemurian culture. It would be my pleasure to invite a member of the Patu clan to spend a leisurely weekend at my estate with some of our own political dignitaries. Kindly confirm your presence, Dr. James Turner. Then there's the spicy smelling ornament box. Then there's Dear Prince. I heard that you got invited to a party by the director of Seven Seas Company himself. I know you hate associating with these invaders and thieves, but this might be just the opportunity that we seek to reclaim our honor. And why would they need to reclaim their honor? Oh, it's because this is the wall of contraband, which is weird because now there's a weapon missing. But what? The weapon's right here, covered in blood? Oh, good heavens. But yes, and also with the button. There's a button in his hand. That's disturbing. Like, why would that be? But we will find out more. As you can see, there's a letter. Dear friend, the elections are over, and so let's hold up traditions and have a leisurely weekend at my place with you and Leopold to discuss the Prime Minister's situation. Please join us on May 12th. Kindly confirm your presence, Dr. James Turner. And my main problem with this, if there was a problem, which is it's not that big, but it's annoying, is that I can't get names from this. But hold on, listen. Apologies for the shouting match yesterday. Let's continue our discussion at noon. Leo, which is Leopold, for him, of course. But the reason why you don't get names and all this is because you have to click that. You have to click the testimonies to get their names. So I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna get the names and all this stuff, and I will let you know what actually happens later because I think that will be quicker, and I can edit it better. So see you then. Also, I forgot to mention that I hate Arthur Falcon because unless James did this, which I don't think he would, but maybe he did, he names them these, which is fine. If it's consistent, fine. He has these names. He has James right here, Mr. Blanchard, which is Leopold, that's his last name, and James is here. Well, James is him, but like Gideon is the supposed to be this guy, but he also has Erwin when Erwin's talking about him, which is this guy. He calls him Bell, the Master Bell. Like, why are you changing names? That was the gripe I forgot to talk about. But yeah, back forward. Oh, I will be honest, I did not see this in my previous playthrough. As you can see, I'm just looking for the words now because I no point. But I didn't see this when I was playing. I just assumed the bottom wasn't there. Interesting. But anyway. Okay, this looks really daunting right here. This left side. Right here. But I will explain in a second. But first, these are the whole cast. Billion Spade, Gardner, Podrick Hill, the butler, James Turner, we know him, but he's also a doctor. Leopold Blanchard is a political the loyalist. There you go, loyalist. That's the word. In a campaign. And Alistair Koch, we've seen him before, but he's also a war guy. Gideon Bell, don't know what he does honestly, but he's there. He's there. Ergen Patu is Lemurian Prince. Arthur Faulkner, I guess Constable. Augustus Valentine, one of the opposition of the Loyalists. Let me look, because you know what, we're gonna have a little gander. He is the moderates. And it's interesting because New Order Party has a familiar person right there. But we will get to that in a second. But first, let's get inside and then keep thinking. So, what's happening? So, Augustus Valentine, this guy, was the victim. The boomerang, which we saw at the foot of his body, was the murder weapon. And this happened in the salon because on this map, you will see that the salon is down here. The library is connected to the salon. The flower beds are right here and right here. The fountain right here is over here. Of course, crochet field over here. Tea house right there. And then the chess house over here. And we will explain why those locations are important in a second. And also these seals, why these are important. And this poster. So we'll get to that. And the body was discovered by Leopold Blanchard. How is that the case? But we will see that in a second. And the location of each suspect was, the gardener guarding, the butler in the library, in the chess house, there was the general and the doctor, and Loyalist was the only one found in the salon, and then the two tea heads, the young man and the prince. So what exactly happened? So there is two time periods that is happening, the morning and the noon. So what happened is that early in the morning, James Turner drugged Leopold Blanchard because, as you can see right here, they're drinking sherry, but in these there are different, drug symptoms. And if you look at the eyes of him, he has red eyes. What does that indicate? He has what? He has black poppy, which makes him sleep. So when that happened, he drugged him, he made him fall asleep in the library, because the story is that they had a drink in the library in the early morning. Leopold passes out, and that's when James stole the button off of him. That's when that really happened, because as you can see, there was the button in the hand, but there's also, if you look at him, his button is missing. So we continue on. But while that was happening in the tea house, because people were at different locations at different times. So at the tea house, Gideon Bell, or Ergen, let me not get my head of myself. Batu drugged Gideon Bell. And why is that? Why did he drug Petillion Bell? What am I saying? Gideon Bell. Well, he drugged him because when they went out, because early in the morning they were, let me just put the area out. So early in the morning, we have the butler talking to Alistair. What's his name? No, Alistair. We'll call him Kosh. We had the butler and Kosh, which, the butler is the Hill. They were talking in the chess room because Kosh loves to have some good old chess. And while this is happening, good old James and Leopold were having, their sherry in the library. The gardener, Spade, is, guarding. And then the crochet is the Bell and Patu. They get bored of that. They go for some tea. While that is happening, or consistently around that is happening, they go to sit down and drink tea. And while drinking tea, Patu wants to sneak and get the seals because those belong to the Lemurian clans. He has it on him currently, and he even says, I hope the host did not notice me when he was leaning over the sleeping eye patch gentleman. And when that happened, that's when, James took the button from Leopold because, he was asleep at that point. So he comes back around and goes back to drinking the tea. And that's when James goes to Kosh tells the butler to go to the room to, clean up the old Cherry. And they're both in there, whatnot. But then when the butler's in there, he gets a little whiff of the drink. He's like, what's going on? And passes out. So, and when that happened, they pass out. Kosh ends up leaving to go back into the cabin or whatever. Get in there. Ends up killing Augustus and plants the button on him. Well, you say, how did you learn this? Well, in the testimony of Bell, in fact, if Gideon Bell, he at some point saw Alistair leave the chest house and return shortly after. And you're saying, well, how is that possible? That doesn't make sense. It's like he would have left and he would have seen it. Well, during that, he was drugged as well. Well, yeah, he was drugged with, guess what? Lemurian Lichen. How do you know? You check his eyes. He's blinking a lot. He doesn't know anything. So time was lost on him. That was the way that Ergen Patu was able to steal the thing. And I pretty much explained it, but he stole a Lemurian seal from the salon. And in the salon, I don't, they use salon so much, at around noon. Because during all this time, while all of this is happening, Augustus, I think its name is Augustus. Yeah, Augustus was to meet, as you can see on the paper in here. It's to discuss, sorry for that match yesterday. Let's continue our discussion at noon. Whether that is actually him writing it or not, I'm not sure. But, doesn't matter. It leads Augustus in there. That's when Kosh, whatever. I can't even say his name. I don't know why. Kosh goes back in there. Him being the general, he can handle him, of course. Alistair Kosh killed, Augustus with the boomerang in hand and planted the button to frame our good buddy Leopold Blanchard. And why is that? Is because they want their man Lazarus Hurst to win. So, Brotherhood members Alistair and James plotted to turn the ruling moderate and loyalist parties against each other. Over the course of a weekend at James's manor, Alistair murdered the moderate leader and James framed the loyalist leader. And that was the pretty much the make up of it. But then we decided to get this little piece. You have proven that I can trust you. Here is the Brotherhood's artifact that I removed from the traitor Keen. Let me educate you how it works. I set it to take heat from this cup of water. Then I change the symbols and use the idol to give that heat to something else. But there is much more that the idol can do. But, that's pretty much the gist of it. And this is stupid of me not to recognize it, but I was more troubled by the info. I'm pretty sure this is Edmund. There's like a young Edmund. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. And hopefully I'm right. But yeah, that was pretty much what should have got picked up, but didn't, because I like to be fucked over in life. But since it's just been an hour and I'm going to edit some of this, I'll just leave it at that. This will be a shorter episode, and we will continue this in the next episode. Again, sorry for how this turned out, because it shouldn't have turned out like this. It's very disappointing, and I'm not happy about it, but like I said, shit happens, and Filmora will pay. I'm never going to record on Filmora again. I'm using OBS to record this. So hopefully it turns out well. If not, I'm gonna blow myself up. I don't know. But anyway, y'all don't have to worry about that. The only thing you have to worry about is me thanking you for watching, even though, like I said, this is not a good video for me, at least. But at least I got like the information out. If you like what you saw, please leave a like. That'd be greatly appreciated. Even if you didn't like it, the explanations, the little speed dumb of me messing up and whatnot or whatever, leave a like or leave a comment for any suggestions on why Filmora messed up, or you know, any new games or anything like that. That would be greatly appreciated. Go to the description down below. That's where all my stuff will be in my link tree, like my socials, the Twitter, to check when I'm posting or live streaming, like my Twitch. I live stream on Twitch. Check that out. And don't forget to subscribe to see more of my content. For the final time, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.